Let not hate rule thy heart. Let not fear break thy will. Let not wrath cloud thy mind. Let not midnight stand eternal. Blades and Blasters presents Eternal Midnight by Rogue. This is Demon Gate, a fantasy setting filled with horror and grief. Keep your fires high, else perish in the darkness.
And at the end of days, the first sign shall appear in the heavens. Justice shall fall upon the world of men. The armies of light and shadow will clash across the fields of eternity.
You're on.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Blades and Blasters. We're joining together for session 5 here. And with me tonight, the players are once again Tet. We'll be playing the amnesia-stricken Nephilim who calls himself Wrath. We have Matihi playing the zealot princess, or priestess, princess. Slip is playing her sister, the protective alchemist known as Keltiel. Ghost is playing the part of the tormented warrior known as the Hunter. We should also be joined by the ranger called Farthnar, played by Walter Peck here, soon. And if you enjoy the session, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and if you want to know more about the system Demon Gate, be sure and check out www.arcanumsyndicate.com.
Do it.
Session 5. Avos was seen in the distance riding up the trail to Jarl Grau's manor. Hunter was able to take the residual flame and one of the still burning bodies Keltiel had hit with her spell and burn the rest of the Undar. Well, save for one. The face man of the Undar, a tribal warrior, wears the stitched-up face of some dead human, or maybe a half-elf, that he had taken the face of some time ago. The ears seem kind of bent at the tip, almost pointed, but very similar to how half-elven ears are. He barely lives now. Yuya was able to stabilize his breathing, but the arrow wound under his collarbone, broken ribs, he doesn't seem in great condition. He still lays unconscious on the ground of the cellar as the others pull in the remaining gear and meet the eyes of the frightened people hiding down here. A little blonde girl, Belle, no more than 7 winters of age, was scolded by the gruff warrior Grill for running out the door. He seems quite tired, exhausted really. As the pile of bodies burns outside, you all hide down below in the hidden cellar of the farmstead. It seems this place is owned by Yaren, who hides down below with his 2 daughters and his wife. The others are villagers they saved by sharing this place with them. It seems the little one wanted to save more people like them. Belle shows an ashamed look before her scolding, but then smiles mischievously as Grill looks away and leans against the wall. So innocent and so young. How many others were killed in Skorraey? Are they all dead, or have they been taken somewhere else? Grill seems a capable warrior, but he is tired from his constant vigil over the children. Day and night he watches over the people in fear of losing them all as well as himself. You figure upon first glance. Most of them look upon you with both fear in their eyes and what seems a dwindling hope, all except for the old woman. She seems to keep the same look on her face, just tired and exhausted. You can tell they've been down here for some time, probably since this place was attacked. The old woman, Maureen, sitting against the wall, holds a very young little boy in her lap, a boy of no more than 5 or 6. She pats him on the head and smiles and gives him his wooden toy soldier. Okay, Siggy. You play there and remember, always be quiet, okay? The little one looks up and offers a smile to the old woman. I'd more, I'd be quiet. He seems to respond to her with respect and calls her grandmother. Keltiel, you seem to remember her, and she smiles knowingly toward you as she slowly makes her way over to talk while leaving the boy to play with the soldier. Keltiel, do you remember me? Avril's mother, my dear, Avril, the herbalist you visited at times with Vagrant.
Are we gonna get moved to the other room? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, sorry, there you
Okay. Keltiel had been pretty sure she recognized Maureen, and she steps closer. Oh, yes, of course. I do think I remember you, and I certainly remember your daughter. I almost hate to ask. Is she okay?
Oh, I don't know, I fear. Oh, did he leave at the right time, I tell you? I know they ransacked my shop, my daughter's shop. They ransacked all the buildings.
The Undar?
No, the dark ones. The dark ones that take over the town. Grill looks over when you mention that. They aren't finished, though. They come back out here every night, waiting for the suns to set, and they send the terrors. Best make sure you have some light. They won't come near the light. In the dark, they are too hard to fight, though. There's no running from them. I am Klaus, the armorer and blacksmith. Well, I was until the end of the world came. They call me Grill. And you know him also, Keltiel. You remember, not as well, of course, but you've seen him.
Right. I am sure we have spoken a few words once or twice. I am so sorry for your hard times. These are my companions and my sister Yuya. We call this one Hunter, and this one calls himself Wrath. And Varthnar, we came across him on the road. We must know more. Please. I know it is hard to speak of, but who are these dark ones?
Grill is holding kind of his side. Seems like he's somewhat in pain, maybe wounded a little bit, but he's really tired looking too. And he says, the dark ones came and attacked the town with the undead. I think there was a a necromancer with them. And then some of the others nod, and Maureen, the older woman, she says, aye. She checks Grill's side under his armor to look at the wound and the herbs in place she must have placed there. We would all be dead or taken if not for Grill here, or Yaren and his family. She offers a nod of thanks to Yaren, the bald guy. Seems like he must be the father of those, of at least a couple of the children.
Why do you call them dark ones? Are they these witches I keep hearing about?
Grill shakes his head. He says, I haven't seen any witches, I don't think. These ones here. He aims his axe at the face man that you guys brought down. They are not responsible. They are fleeing. And they started fleeing some time ago, actually, before the Dark Ones came. It must have been the Dark Ones that they were fleeing from, I think.
Why do you call them this? What do they look like?
You notice Yaren stand up. This guy here. He says, they are like a shadow, many arms, and they tear people apart. And some people were taken away and dragged towards the Jarl's Manor. And sometimes at night they come to look through the houses for things. Like maybe they are taking the equipment or something, the food, perhaps, and taking it back to the tower.
Can these beasts be destroyed by steel?
Grill nods. He says, they can, but I have not seen anyone kill one of them, but they seem to be wounded by the blades.
I have to ask. Well, after Grady, if you don't mind, I'm gonna look at you and see if I can do anything about those wounds. But we were originally brought here because I was supposed to perform an exorcism on someone. Do you happen to know anything about that? I don't know if it's related.
Grill's eyes widen, and Yaren nods. Yes, when it all started, right? He looks over at the others for kind of... They all start to nod as well, and he's like, when it started, the Jarl, there was something wrong with him. Many people thought that he might be possessed, and there were a few others in the town like that as well. They acted so strangely. They were not themselves.
Oh no.
How so?
Grill says, it was as if something else was inside them and controlling them, perhaps, whispering to them, and they seemed to go mad, and their eyes, they seemed to change a little bit, maybe like there was some kind of shadow in their eyes.
And you say it all started with the Jarl, yeah?
Yes, the Jarl is such a good Jarl, a good man, and then his orders started to become strange. He wanted things taken out to the caves, and he wanted certain buildings crafted in a strange manner. The bones set in a certain pattern.
Was the Jarl the one who spoke the verdict on the witch woman who was burnt?
He thinks for a moment. Ah, yes, the witch that was burned a while back, yes. I think it came down to his decision, yes, and maybe his advisor.
What of his advisor? But was he taken to?
Um, I have not seen him since this all happened. I know not.
Taking things to caves, strange symbols, and the people involved in this fiction. I must say, we saw some things on the road that made me suspect, but when she looks at her companions, I still think those witches are at the core of this.
But might be that, but I think maybe. I don't have much experience with banishing evil spirits from people's bodies, but if it happened to the Jarl once he burned the witch, maybe whatever was possessing her, whatever she was channeling's in him now. That's why it all started. These bones being placed everywhere, these constructs, things being brought out of the caves. It's got to be started from that. I I think we need to go up to see him. I I think maybe we can stop it if I maybe do something about him. If I get this demon or whatever it is out.
I
Are
may
these
also assist in this
Aye?
exorcism. He nods. I am remembering now, more than ever. Perhaps this witch cursed this place as well. And yes, perhaps whatever demon was inside her is now in him.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hunter will look up and look to Grill, and you said there was an undead attack, necromancer.
Real nods. Aye, it wasn't just the dark ones. It was like they had soldiers that were undead. Some of them were Undar, and some were not. Some were orcs, even. Many different races. Like, they are taking the dead of everyone they come across, perhaps. And it's almost as if it started after the others were taken, you know. Maybe they sent these spirits to possess some of the leaders, you know. That's what we were thinking. And he nods over to Yaron, and Yaron nods as well.
Did you ever see this necromancer?
Yes, for a brief moment during the attack, he was here. He wore all black and a white symbol. And I know what the hunter is thinking. What did he look like?
Yeah. And so he looks at him and he. Can you tell me any more? Was he holding a book?
I believe he did have a book, maybe chained to him. I was fighting at the time. I did not fight him, though. They defeated us rather quickly, I'm sad to say, and many ran for the trees, and I do hope many escaped.
We saw none on our way north. It is unlikely.
Yarn and the others looked to the floor, kind of sadly.
Do not underestimate the resilience of us northerners. They may be alive yet,
Don't
hiding in some
Oh.
hole.
And Hunter would look over and don't underestimate the persistence of the dead.
These bone structures, are they still intact?
Yes, I believe there is one in town here, not too far from the house. And there are more over by the caves. By the mines.
Per-
But what does it look like? How would we recognize it?
Oh, I don't think you would miss it. Very large bones, like the bones of a dragon or something. Placed in different manners, like a pyramid or something.
Keltiel's gonna look at Yuya. Does that sound like something that you would understand?
I'm not much for bone summoning, but would it be possible to roll like probably not theology or exorcism, maybe like
Thaumaturgy?
or conjuring or circle magic or
Why not theology? I mean, that
Yeah, do theology. You can do that.
I can do that too.
With the 13 roll, I would say you definitely would see it as maybe a shrine to some dark god.
it's some sort of shrine they've been building. Something very dark, very evil. They're definitely trying to invoke or summon something.
Do you think Maureen cuts in? Maybe it's given them some powers?
Well, if it's been affecting the rest of the townsfolk, I think so. Maybe some sort of power conduits or something to strengthen their magics.
A focus, it is possible. I have an idea. Let us wait out the night here. In the day, if these dark ones do not come, we may go topside and Keltiel can burn it with her magic. Then we can explore the caves and come and return.
We also need to see if the Jarl's still up there. Can start with him. We gotta get it out of him.
If we can get to the caves, I may be able to recuperate what was lost to me, which will help me strike down this Jarl without issue.
I'd rather try to help him instead of just striking him down, Wrath.
If that is possible, very well. But these other things we will need. Vengeance at my side. She is close.
Aye.
For once, Wrath and I are of a mind. I will take great pleasure in setting this pile of demon bones aflame, and then I think whatever weapons we can arm ourselves with, we will be better off, better prepared for the worst.
Hunter looks at the two men they've been speaking with again. Do you know how many of these dark ones there are?
Grill looks up and he sees that the suns are starting to
You're cutting out, Rogue.
Hunter.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Rogue.
Cutting out.
It was all going so well.
No.
Can you hear me?
Can now.
Yeah, now I can.
For now, yep.
Okay. He had looked up to the sky to watch the suns fading, and he looks over to the hunter and says, "There are at least 3 of them that I saw but I know there are more. I could not say how many, though.
Did they seem intelligent?
Some knew to rip men apart, and some knew to take some captive. They must have had some intelligence. They are afraid of the light, though. They have never come out here in the light.
Do you have a trap maker in town? Or hunter's cabin?
There were a hunter's cabin in the woods to the north, but I am not sure if it's still there. My shop was not far, but it was raided, I am sure. There are a few shops still around with supplies in them, but I would not go out at night to look in there. They should certainly be hunting through the town at night.
Keltiel suddenly, as everybody's kind of thinking about this, looks up at the, toward the hole they came through, and she lets a little gasp. Tomorrow, I think I am right. And she looks at her sister. Tomorrow is, what's that called, Rogue? The
Day of the Dead.
Oh, okay, you just kind of that. It is the Day of the Dead.
Yuria bites her lip and looks up towards the staircase. This is not good. You said they were scared of the light, right?
Yara nods. Myleek comes over as his wife, and she says, "But the Day of the Dead is usually a time of celebrating for the ones who we have lost."
I would not doubt if these abominations might be strengthened by it, but you are right. There may be strength we can draw from it as well. We have our ancestors to draw upon, and I know they watch over us. Sister, I know you have not wanted to do this in the past, but I think tonight, if we did it at the right time, it might be especially potent.
Do you mean what I think you're meaning?
The blood rite, yes. We are not warriors of the village, but we are fighting for it and for these people. And I do not doubt the strength of our commitment to each other.
And she looks up to, again, the exit. I might be willing to, but there's something else I gotta do. I have to go. When the moon reaches its highest point, I have to go outside. I have to go pray. I haven't missed it. I haven't missed a night.
Sister.
What?
That's mad talk.
It might be mad talk, but I need to do it.
So does your goddess want you to die? Is that what your goddess wants?
It's not about my goddess wanting to die. It's about tradition. It's about my prayers. It's about everything that I've done up to this point. I've never missed a day. I've always gone outside, no matter what the weather, no matter what's been going on. There hasn't been a day that I've missed it.
Marath looks sidelong to Yuya. Go ahead, Hunter.
Might be a good time to break tradition.
No.
If I have been sent to you, you are a vessel of the one God. Your death would serve no purpose, by the hands of these vile creatures. If you need to be excused from your prayers to the moon, I say it will be a cloudy night and you will see nothing, and you should pray inside by the moonlight, if it does shine.
Yuya hesitates for a moment and she shakes her head. I know that. I know that you've been sent here by Ganem, but I have traditions that I cannot break. I cannot.
Then you truly are not the vessel I had assumed, for the gods will.
You see his face pale. Go ahead.
You could make a willpower check to kind of resist your zealotry if you like.
Ask your goddess for a sign, one way or the other. You believe she will let her will known, do you not?
So what's that willpower saying?
I was actually thinking target number 8, so
This is a sign. Everything here is a sign. If it's testing my faith. If I don't go outside now, I'm faithless.
Oh, you are the stubbornest person alive.
It is very simple. I will not let you go outside, and then you are not faithless. You are held hostage instead.
You can see Yuya. She actually kind of squares up to Wrath at this point. And you can see kind of very uncharacteristic frown on her face. Look, I'm going outside. If you want to hold me back, fine. I'm not going to let it be easy.
Sister.
What?
If we do the right, I will go with you and watch over you. And you will do your devotions fast.
Yuya looks to her sister and smiles again. I can agree to that. Thank you, sister, for finally understanding.
The only thing I understand is that you cannot be dissuaded. And if we try to stop you, I do not want to think of the consequences to you. I do not think it would be good. Not from the goddess, but from your own conscience. So, the rite at high moon before you go out, so that it strengthens you.
Aye. Before the high moon. And she goes over to Keltiel and holds her hands. Never thought you'd actually convince me to do this, but I'm happy to.
I wish it were under less dire circumstances, but that is what the rite is for. Do you remember the words?
Of course. Always.
Good. I will speak the words of the heart, and you will speak the words of the spirit.
I know the ones.
Fine. Get some rest. I will take a few moments. We've got maybe a couple of hours before then, and I will prepare myself and the knife.
Alright, I'll take a look at Grill here. See if I can do anything for him.
He nods. My thanks, priestess.
Of course. No, come over here and sit. I'll see if I can do anything about those wounds, alright? You take a rest too. There's enough of us to watch the children.
Oh, thank you so much. He lays down over next to you, leans up against the wall. Yeah, but
And gets to work. Trying to see if she can use any herbs or any bandages to aid him.
yeah, you're definitely able to help him out. And, Maureen tried, but her skills are lacking in the area.
Hunter will approach Yaren, and Hunter actually appears to be gathering up equipment of his. He goes over to Yaren. Do you have any wood or kindling here in this cellar?
Oh, yes. We have a couple of lanterns, too, if you need, and some vials of oil are left.
How much oil?
You see his little girl over there. She says, 4.
Is there another place in town that has more lamp oil?
Perhaps the old shop, I believe, near the alchemist.
And Hunter nods. And do you have any carving knives here?
And Grill nods to that one. He says, yes. Several knives there on the table. You can use them as tools.
I'm going to go set some traps, since we have a rather foolish task we must attend to in a few hours. I'll need your help, and you'll need to help yourselves as well. I know how to set traps, make them. I need simple things. Spikes, wooden, carved to a sharp point. I plan on using them to set outside.
Grill nods. He says, I'm sure they have not taken all the supplies from the town. They are still coming in the night to scour and look for items, so I know there are still things left over.
Hunter nods, and I'm going to take what traps I have and set them so that our priestess can do whatever it is she does for a god. I would ask that you all carve a few spikes for me. If you can find a shovel, please leave that out as well.
No worries, no worries.
And Hunter will nod, and then I'm actually going to go up, and because I know that those two are going out, I'm going to set up some tripwire traps and things like that with what equipment I have, and then use whatever I find in the house right above us.
Alright. Is anybody else going with the hunter outside?
Kelp's meditating so she can get some mana back.
Yeah, Wrath heads over to Farthnar. Why don't you go with him, Ranger?
That might be a good idea. I might be able to scout the area a little and see what's going on out there.
Wrath nods and then watches Yuya from across the room. And then after she's done with Grill, he will approach her, but I'll wait until that time comes.
It wouldn't be too long before Yu's finished tending to him. Maybe about half an hour. And I don't know if you want to go outside with
No, he is not going outside.
after she's done, she'll kind of get up and look like she's about to meditate, but see Wrath heading over. She seems a bit guilty as he's heading over, and she looks down.
Wrath waves her over. Come here, and he'll take her to a slightly secluded part of the cellar if possible, where he's not easily overheard.
She'll follow there.
You are important for my plans here, for your god's plans here, for the god's plans here. He reaches and touches his ancient book at his side. I have been reading. My skills are returning. It is getting close. I am awakening. I would ask you not to go up this night. Do not ruin what needs to be done in the future. You are a vessel of the gods of vengeance. I need you alive.
And Yuya looks up at Wrath, and you can see as he's kind of talking, saying that she's a vessel. You see her eyes kind of light up. I really didn't think that. And after on the road, when everything kind of backfired on me, I thought kind of was disappointed that she wasn't really fully with me, that I did something to displace her. But you're saying that I'm important.
He smiles slightly. We are not without tribulations. Look at me. I have been de-winged. Here in the mortal plane of this place I do not know. The gods work in mysterious ways and challenge us. They test us constantly, do they not? You have a purpose, and I know it now. I see it clear.
And you're saying that for that purpose, I have to forgo all my usual rights.
Yes, it is a test. Another that you must overcome. For if you die this night, all will be lost. That is your importance.
Yuya takes a deep breath, closing her eyes. I haven't missed a prayer since my voice was gifted back to me by God. Ever since I could speak again, I've always spoken the words to her.
And who told you to do this? Other priests, men and women, fallible.
They did. They've given me all the teachings and taught me about God's light.
And what has that done?
It's brought purpose to me.
Has it saved these people from suffering? No. And it will not. If you die, the world will suffer.
Yuya looks to the side and then back up to Wrath. If you're saying this is a test, that for everyone else, I have to remain alive. I think this is a sign, what you're saying is a sign that I must stay. I'm scared to break it, but I trust your words, Wrath. I am sorry about defying you earlier. That was a mistake of mine.
We all make mistakes, but now you shall not. You are wise this night. Soon your purpose will be revealed, and we will walk that path together. He reaches up and puts a hand on your shoulder, touching it lightly, lighter than you think is possible from someone so large.
And Yuya looks up to Wrath with big eyes and again smiles. I'm honored to be so important in all this. I won't fail you.
Good. Get some rest. I will inform the others that you will be staying.
Thank you, Wrath.
He nods, turns, and I'm not sure if Hunter or Farthnar are there.
Farthnar probably kept a respectable distance while you were talking to Yuya.
Yeah, I just meant if you went outside or not yet.
He was in the process of, Hunter was, so he might be outside already.
And that's fine if so. But
Yeah, he would have followed Hunter out, Farthnar, to kind of do a reconnoiter, so.
Yeah, you two head up on outside, and of course it is nighttime now. Hopefully the visibility is minimal on the map here.
the visibility is complete. Oh no, I see me.
There you go. Let's see here. Okay, yeah. There we go. And yeah, this is the inside of the hut. Basically, the entrance to the passage there to the cellar is under the bed. So when you come out, you can see outside the door the winds are blowing. Everything seems very calm right now. Where would you like to go set up traps at?
So my understanding of it was she was going out into the moonlight, so I'm assuming she wouldn't have gone much further than outside the door. So Hunter will carefully kind of peek his head, looking out the window first to see if there's anything about.
And
You think a torch is a good idea? Might draw the attention. Unwanted attention.
They don't like light. I'm assuming they don't like fire either. He will look outside, see if he sees anything on the immediate outside of the home.
And go ahead and make a perception check, you guys.
I was going to say I was planning on burning a 1 SP for Eagle Eye for while I'm doing my kind of scouting about, so.
Oh, excellent.
+2 if I'm not mistaken.
Excellent, yeah. So when the modifier comes up, just go ahead and put a 2 in there.
It's actually a D6 to perception rolls.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, then just write a D6 with a little exclamation point. Not a big one, just a little one. I don't know why I said that, but
Big exclamation point.
You got some music for us? It stopped. At least for
You
me.
hear it?
Yeah, you hear it. Jeez. Nice. Wow, what a roll.
Get that light out of my face. You're hurting my night vision, apparently.
oh, nice. Yeah, you're You guys look out into the night. The winds are kind of blowing, just drifting along. You can see the fire of the bodies to your to the west of your location here on the map. It's dying down, and you can see kind of off to the northeast. The road bends around where Avos kind of rode off in that direction a while back, and you can see the Jarl's Manor on the mountaintop. It is the blood moon out tonight, which is said to be a strong moon, especially for rituals. You can also hear some drums in the distance, very faintly, but carried on the winds, and they sound like they're coming from the manor or perhaps the caves. It sounds just like a constant beat in the distance, very, very low though. And not but maybe 25, 30 feet outside of this hut is one of those bone structures. And you can go ahead and move your token outside of the hut if you wish.
So Hunter would first try to set a few traps on the window and also the door to this house in case he has to. His thinking is in case he has to run back.
Farthnar, you notice there's candlelight moving around in this hut over here. I don't know if you can see that bling.
I can sing the ping, but I can't see it. It's black.
Okay. Yeah, the hut's like in darkness over there. But you notice too, a fog has come in. Normally the hunter's moon or the blood moon is pretty much the same as the hunter's moon. It's visibility for even humans. But this strange fog has kind of set in as well. It's pretty much seemed to cover the valley. So there's a little fog drifting along the ground, and but you notice that candle is moving around inside that hut. Seems like someone's in there.
Farthnar kind of goes over to Hunter when he's done with his traps and kind of using hand signals, motions to his ear for him to listen into the constant drums, and then also points both to the fog and towards the direction of the candle, which I presume is by the bone structure near it.
Hunter looks at it and then looks over at Farthnar. And the way the dark ones sound, it wouldn't need candlelight.
He kind of whispers back to Hunter, "Do we go see what, who or what it is?" Farthar's kind of thinking it might be another survivor potentially.
He looks over and keep your eyes peeled. I'll check. Better if we get caught in the open than only one of us dies in case they're here instead of both. Hunter draws his bow.
Farthar does the same, provides him some cover.
Okay, you both got your bows out, kind of creeping across. You notice that shrine is right there, actually. You can see it as you move. The torchlight illuminates it. Some kind of pyramid-shaped thing with several large bones placed together.
Yeah, Hunter would eye it, remember it's there, and but he would be more focused on the candlelight.
You notice a broken jug outside on the ground, and just a brief, gentle wind as you're approaching the candlelight. You can hear a little bit of movement inside, like somebody's moving around in there. Somebody might be like shifting through things, looking for something, or
Is there a window to the home?
no, you don't see one.
Where's the? Do I see the door at all?
There's a door over here. You can barely make it out through the torchlight, through the bushes.
Farthnar will kind of follow Hunter towards the door.
Hunter will hug the wall, and then is the door open?
It is open. It's been shattered probably weeks ago. It's on the ground, covered in snow.
Yeah, he'll peer in, very slightly, just kind of barely looking in to see if he can see anyone inside.
You notice that the building has been ransacked, and inside you don't notice anybody immediately. It looks like they must be in a bedroom. You can hear them moving around though, and then they come out of the bedroom with the candle and holding the candle. He notices the light of your torch and then turns startled towards the doorway. He puts his hand up, like almost in surrendering, and you can see he's definitely an Undar. He's covered in tribal tattoos, but he does not seem like he wants to fight at all.
Do the Undar speak a different language than Coffin?
Most of them do. They speak some strange dialect, but he might be able to understand you.
And Hunter will keep his bow trained on him and look at Farthnar and keep your eyes peeled for the other things. And he goes in slowly. I don't want to move you.
He says something to you in his Undar tongue, and Utanan, and kind of waves his hand, like he doesn't have a weapon, just a candle in one hand, in his left hand, and he's got tattered robes around him, and then he speaks in a broken Cothan to you. No attack, no attack.
What are you doing?
I hide in here. I look for my people.
They tried to kill us. We have one alive.
You saved one of us.
Not by my choice, but yes.
Please, no harm. I take my friend, my people. We leave. We leave now.
He's not fit to move yet, but you can come back with me.
He nods and smiles, and you can see on his belt, kind of on his backside, he has a couple of potion vials, it looks like.
But you'll follow me. If you try anything, I'll run my finger across my neck.
He nods in compliance.
Come on. And looks at Farthnar.
I don't like it.
We don't have time to make enemies. We've got enough already.
It's about that time when you start to hear something coming down that path. It sounds like some sort of strange whispers, followed by screeches and strange tongue. Something's moving this way down the path, and very quickly.
Which way?
Coming from this direction here.
Oh, shit.
Coming towards the house. You think that if you run across the path, you'll probably be seen by it. And the Undar He turns and kind of looks pretty scared towards the direction back at the back of the house. And he says, I hide. And he kind of runs back here. Do you
Back
guys
into the
want to?
house.
Yeah. Do you guys want to try to sneak in across, or what do you want to do?
I would kill my torch. Much as I don't want to, I would just either shove it in the snow or whatever I could do to kill it as quickly as possible, and then I would actually go back into the building and wait. Kind of elbow Varthnor as I do so, and then run back in and probably just hide with the Undar, honestly. And then I would close the door, and there's boxes in here, looks like.
There is a chest.
Yeah. That'd be loud, though. I would close the door.
Oh, there's
if
a
I have
crate.
any... Okay.
Yeah, there's a crate and a bed in there too as well.
Sorry, what'd you say there was?
Sorry, there's a bed, there's a chest, and there's a crate in there as well.
I would probably try to pull the crate in front of the door quickly, but try and do it as quiet as I can, because I don't want to give us away.
If it's not too heavy, your Farthnar would help him pick it up and kind of move it without dragging it across the floor.
Yeah, you guys can both easily get it.
And then Hunter would position himself to the far end of the room with his bow out and ready to string and loose an arrow. Sit patiently listening for sounds of the creature. Oh shit, did the Undar kill his light? Is it still on?
He did not kill his light. Yeah, it's still on right now.
Yeah, I'd look at the Undar, and you said he has a lantern?
He has a candle in his hand.
I would put my fingers under my mask, wet my fingers, and then pinch his candle out and just look at him.
Yeah, he looks really scared, and then he nods, and the candle goes out. And it's right after that the room fills up with this sound. It's kind of a horrific sound of, like you heard before, whispers and disembodied voices. And the whole air changes within there. And as you can see, these two creatures moving around. One passes by instantly, passes by the doorway, and they're corporeal, like moving off of the floor and flying around. It looks like they have several arms and the eyes glowing a little bit, possible astral sight. And then you notice one stops in the doorway and looks towards your direction. If you guys were trying to hide in there, go ahead and make a, yeah, you've never seen these before, heard of these before, but go ahead and make a concealment check if you have the skill, or if you don't, just make a perception check. Your bonus would still be in effect, I believe.
It lasts for 20 turns, I believe.
Nice. Awesome. Good roll on the hunter.
Alrighty. Is that exploding 6 or what?
That is, yeah. They all explode.
Nice. Yeah, you had an exploding 8.
See through
Looks like
fucking
twice.
time.
Nice. You have hidden very well. Both of you actually have hidden very well. Let's see how good Burn does.
It's going to be the freaking Undar that gives you away, of course.
Yep, that's my prediction.
I'm just gonna lay still while he gets
Yeah,
his
push him out the
soul
door.
sucked out.
Of course.
tie goes to the fender. The veil tear looks, and it scans the room for a minute and then moves out. And the other one, let's see if he follows and even looks. I would say 35% chance he even looks in there. Maybe he believed. Oh, he's gonna look, of course.
Nice.
Ah.
Nice.
He glances, but you guys are hiding in there very well. Nice. And then they move off and seem to vanish into the mist, looking probably in other houses. I'm going to make a roll real quick to see. 30% chance they check that house again where everybody's hiding. No. They pass by that house and goes elsewhere.
Yeah, after
Right.
waiting a comfortable amount of time, Hunter looks at Farthnar and Undar. We need to go now.
Farthnar, realizing he probably hasn't been breathing for the last minute, lets out a slow exhale and nods his head to Hunter and points to the Undar to follow the two.
Undar's shitting his pants and he nods.
Hunter comes out, bow in hand, looks about.
Yeah, when you check, you see no signs of them at all. In this vicinity at all, anyway. The blood moon has given enough vision for you guys to make it through the area, at least. And as you're passing by, you do notice that the veil terrors are still around. They're moving around the bodies that you burned earlier. It seems like they're investigating that.
No, I would kind of just quickly hustle over. There's nothing that I'm worried about them doing with the corpses. At right now, anyway. And then I would close the door, step over my trap, close the door, and then keep everything tightly locked up.
You guys safely make it back inside.
Farthnar kind of gets the attention of them, and all motions for calm when the Undar follows him downstairs and tries to gather Yuya and Keltia and Wrath and Grill and Yarn and relays the freakish terror that they just saw and to keep quiet.
And you notice that the children, they all cover their ears and they put their faces in their knees like it's some kind of ceremony that they've practiced several times. And they all seem to be whispering prayers or something. And Grill grabs his axe and looks over to you guys and to the new addition that you brought with you.
What is this?
Someone wandering in the dark.
The lesser of two evils.
I apologize, Hunter Farthnar. I'm happy that you were willing to go outside, and prepare things. I'm sorry you had such a brush with death, but rather than I talked, he's convinced me to stay inside.
Grill looks over. You good? Oh, good. You saw them? He looks over at Hunter. I tell you.
I did. They nearly caught us. They would have torn us to pieces.
So, you are not going up, sister?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna stay inside. She looks to Hunter and Farthnar. I'm glad you both made it back. I really am. Sounds
But
terrifying.
you agreed to do the right. That has not changed.
No, has not changed, Keltiel. I will keep that promise.
Good. Keltiel had started to shoo the Undar to the opposite side of the room as the children.
Yeah, the Undar complies, and he looks over at Face as if he wants to, like, come over and check on him and stuff, but he doesn't. He moves over to the back of the room, trying to remain completely visible that he doesn't want to threaten anyone. Grill looks over at him kind of angrily and then back towards Yuya. Well, there's a little bit of moonlight coming into the cracks, I guess, if that helps.
She nods.
I'll have to do for this evening. I'm based on what's all happened. I don't want anyone to have to endanger themselves any more than they already have for me. But again, I thank the both of you.
At least now I know what's out there and what we're going against. Though I don't know, and Farthorn kind of points to his bow and blade. I don't know how much of a good things like this will do.
I think we need to destroy the source during the day. I think it's unwise to go against these things during the night. It's their time.
Yes. We will walk through the light of day only for now. To the caves when light comes, is my suggestion. There I shall be able to recoup vengeance, and we will march on the Jarl's estate when we can in the day. And Keltiel can burn this unholy place above.
Farthorn looks at Keltia's hands and kind of goes, those, points to him, those will be our best weapons come tomorrow.
I've yet to meet anything that doesn't burn.
We could
You
do
will
with
look-
trying to find some silver as well. He's kind of unwrapping some of the equipment that he had, putting it back down on the floor, since he won't be having to go outside.
You notice this one here, he, when he perks up when you say the word burn, Keltio, like you're talking to him, and he says, I burn. And he looks around.
Yes, you will if you do anything untoward. You will behave yourself over there.
And then he nods and he kind of like relaxes a little bit. Grill says, are you looking for something? Silver, you say?
Yes. The dead don't handle silver well.
Too bad I couldn't get to my anvil. I could create us some silver weapon.
How long would you need?
Well, depending on what type of weapon, I mean, if you needed some arrows, maybe only a few hours.
Maybe tomorrow before we go.
I do
Hey, now.
have some coin. Keltiel pulls a pouch out from the front of her dress. The Jarl gave me some silver before we left. Not doing me much good now.
Grill nods to Keltiel. I could make something. Yes, definitely in the daytime.
Marath looks to Hunter and says, "How far is this cave from here?"
Do I know that road?
The cave is near. I think you guys have a makeshift map. Actually, Farthnar would know better. The cave.
He pulls out the map that he's kind of roughly put together and describes how long it'd take to get to the cave and kind of the best way to get there.
Yeah, it is definitely a rough map. You can see the mines are pretty much behind the manor, and it's not on this map here, but Farthnar's been there. You would know that there is a bridge over a large gorge that kind of separates the manor from the rest of the village, and there's a guard tower there, and that's on the way up. You would probably have to pass over that bridge somehow to get there.
So we have
to the cave.
So we have to go past the manor to get to the cave.
Yeah, you would. I think he mentioned before. Farthnar mentioned that there are secret passages that go to the mines through the manor, and vice versa. You know, you could go into the mines and then sneak up into the manor, kind of like secret exits and stuff like that that the ranger knew about. But probably to get across that, you would have to go across that bridge anyway, where the guard post is. To get to that area, the mines or the manor is both having to deal with that guard post and the bridge. Unless you went far around everything and did a lot of climbing and stuff like that through the mountains.
Marath dwells quiet, thinking about what he believes is the right thing to do. But he doesn't say anything just yet. Just waits.
In Farthnar's experience, would it be, and I know it's kind of thrown off with what we're dealing with, a shorter, more direct or safer option to go through the manor than through the tunnel to the cavern?
Yeah, if you pass by the mill, if you just kind of follow the gorge, and you can go to the mill where the mines are back there. You can kind of sneak around the manor altogether if you want to. But either or, you'll still have to deal with that bridge and the gorge, the guard post. Yaren seems to be thinking about something over there as you guys are talking about it. He says, "You know, I've noticed, Grill, you told me this as well. Every night, they bring a wagon down, and they fill it with items, and then they take the wagon back across the guard post, back to the manor, correct?" And Grill nods. He says, "Yes, they come scouring for items, and then they take the wagon back across the bridge."
And how big is the wagon?
It is quite large, and it is covered.
Do they stay with it the whole time?
Each time I've only seen one rider. It seems like the others, the undead and such, the taken ones, the ones we believed to be possessed, we spoke of before. They seem to fill up the wagon with the undead, and then they leave. And the wagon rides across the bridge all the way up to the manor. What if you used that in some way?
Could jump into the wagon, sneak in. Maybe.
At night, He looks sidelong at Yarn. This happens in the dead of night, correct, or in the day?
Yarn nods. Yes, at night, so they will be looking tonight, and before the sun comes up, they will take that wagon across the bridge.
Do we expect the bridge is guarded?
Grill nods. I would think they might guard that bridge. It is the best way to get to the manor.
It's possible when they come down to the town, depending on how many are there with the wagon, we could take them out, disguise ourselves, cover everybody else up in the wagon, and anybody guarding the bridge won't think twice looking at us as we cross it, and then go from there.
Yes, until we run into one of those specters.
And all we have to do is at least light a flame against them.
But then our cover is blown.
That's only if worse comes to worse.
If it is any of the dead that guard the bridge, we won't be able to fool them. They don't see like the rest of us do.
Maybe it is better to go during the day. I even might face some guards, but we're not going to face those specters. We'll see what we're looking at instead of just guessing, feeling around.
Yes.
For the sake of the townsfolk, I think that we need to deal with the specters.
I think we don't need to take them out just yet. I think if we deal with what's ever in the caves, go back into the manor, exercise the Arley, I think that'll help.
Would it not be better for these people to leave south during the day?
There is no safe haven for them for many miles, and the weather is not exactly hospitable. They have small children to think about.
And as you said, Wrath, our own village might be gone.
Perhaps.
If they were to go anywhere, it would have to be Hammerfall. That's quite the walk. Not that it would be any less preferable to dying in this basement.
What they do is their choice. I'm sure they're aware of their options. But I am for trying to clear this pestilence from this area. It is sure not to stop here. It will come to Giltarn and kill everyone we love.
Farthnar kind of steps up. I'll take them. I'll get them through the forest. It'll take time. It'll be on foot, but it'll be a safe route, and I'll get them to safety.
Jarin stands up, and his wife and Tala seem to be like squeezing his arms, and he smiles towards Farthnar and nods, and he says, "Yes, we are running out of food here, and of course we would follow the great Farthnar. We have heard stories about you. You could get us all the way to the city, Hammerfall, right?"
I could. And will.
Marath nods. Take the Undar with you in case you are attacked. That way he can broker a peace.
Keltiel looks at Farthnar gratefully. It would make our job easier knowing that someone is caring for these young ones and getting them to safety.
It's the least I can do. And I'll take these two. He kind of motions to face and burn and their lives for safe passage. If we come across any more Undar.
I know it is unlikely, but if you find Undar, I would not, well, put it against you to ally with them for a time. There will be strength in numbers against whatever is out there in the gold.
Farthnar kind of considers this. He's like, I've been dealing with the Undar for a while now. They're not known for hospitality. And he doesn't say it, but he kind of looks towards the children and kind of implies that considering the lack of game and what's pushing them out of the north, they might be what's for dinner.
Wrath simply shrugs. Yes, an idea. It would be dangerous for certain, but it will be dangerous regardless. Good luck to you.
I do have something for you. I have this committed to memory. You can always draw a new one. And he kind of reaches into one of his pouches and pulls out a large map.
Can everybody see that?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the map of Baleclade, pretty much this whole area he's sketched.
Oh, is that what it looks like? How
goodness.
from above? I've never seen it laid out.
Hunter, you even see your old town, the ruins of Gila, at that moment on the map.
Yeah, Hunter looks at it, and I thought I was the only one who remembered Gila anymore. And hands the map over to one of the twins.
Keltiel will take it, look at it a bit more, and roll it up carefully. Place it in her pack. Thank you. That's not only useful, it's a thing of beauty. I've never seen something like that.
It took a long while to put together, but it seems it'll help you more than it'll help me for now. And keep good care of it. I'll be back for it someday.
Thank you very much, Farthnar.
You're welcome.
Grill says, well, I need to sleep.
Yes.
Oh.
You should all rest. What time is it?
It is getting close to high moon if you guys want to ready the ritual.
It is almost
Or-
time, sister.
We should probably get ready.
Do we have any candles?
Yara nods. He says, we have lanterns, a couple of candles.
We will only need the candles for a short time.
His oldest daughter, she pulls out the candles from the shelf and hands them over to you. 3 candles. There you are.
3 is the right number. Thank you. She'll set them up on a relatively clear spot on the floor. Light them. And she'll take out one of the bone knives that she got from the Undar and start to pass it through the flames.
You will come over to where Keltiel is setting up, and she'll kneel down, sitting on her legs.
You know the timing of the moon better than I, sister. Tell me Tell me when the time is right.
I know, I can feel it when it gets getting there. It's just a few more minutes now. And we can start.
She outstretches her hands to Keltiel.
Keltiel takes it, sits there with the knife in one hand, and looks up at the cracks in the floorboards above, waiting for it to be just on the verge of the Day of the Dead. Trying to tune her senses to feel the presence and approval of ancestral spirits.
After a few minutes, she's closing her eyes and she finally opens them, nodding to Keltiel.
It's time, sister.
Keltiel looks down from the ceiling, looks into her sister's eyes, and a almost shy grin flashes across her face. She positions herself directly across from her sister over the 3 candles, and she takes the knife, looks at her sister. Are you ready?
I've been ready for quite a while, but didn't want to. Never thought I'd need to do this until now, but I'm ready.
And she'll extend her right hand to her sister.
Keltiel will take the hand, give it a bit of a squeeze, and take the knife, and she'll press it against her sister's palm and draw a very shallow, delicate line on the palm of her hand until a thin stream of blood is visible. And then she takes the knife in her left hand and does the same thing to her own, quite a bit harder. And then she takes her hand and presses it to her sister's. Now we begin.
Aye.
Blood and bone, we say this right.
To twist our fates and bind our might.
Through snow and storms, with strength of two.
My heart, I bind my life to you.
Bodies touch and blood doth make.
Hands to bind with cuts betwixt.
Our spirits dance to join with might.
Our lives now bind upon this night.
Keltiel looks up and holds her sister's gaze as she says the next part, which isn't the memorized part that the warriors usually say. My shield is yours, your foes are mine, sister under dragon sign. Let none stand between us, crowned in flame. 2 lives from one, of womb the same.
And Yuya places her left hand over her heart, gripping her sister's hand tightly.
Even in death it's you I feel. Pray for life, the spirits heal. Over valleys, cross seas too. My blood, I bind my soul to you.
And at the end of that, Keltiel presses her hand even harder into her sister's, closes her eyes, reaches out for the approval of the spirits that she feels is surrounding them.
You step more closely, closing her eyes and pressing her forehead against her sister's.
I can feel it, sister. More than ever. We're always going to be together.
My strength is now your sister.
Forever.
Forever. Let none come between us.
And none ever shall.
And you guys both notice you feel stronger after the ritual. And the dust of the moonlight just kind of seems to be still around you for a moment until the ritual's over.
After a few silent minutes, Keltiel will get up, kind of draw Yuya up with her.
You will stand with Keltiel, and she'll smile, taking her hand away from her sister's.
And when she does, Keltiel will just reach out and put her arms around her and pull her close and kind of stroke the back of her sister's head with one hand. You must stay safe.
Yuya takes the time to embrace her sister as well, wrapping her arms around her neck and holding her tightly.
I will, sister. I know I've had a fairly cavalier attitude as of late, but after everything that's happened, after this, I think my naivety from living in the temple for so long, it's clouded my judgment on, well, how soft I am.
Well, it only makes sense. Everything is much easier to understand within the temple walls, but out here it's more complicated.
I can't be going out into battles, stepping forward. Though I know the moon goddess protects me, she doesn't protect stupidity.
Ah, she starts to understand. With that, Keltiel will just kind of give her a little punch on the shoulder.
Ow!
You grow in wisdom every day.
Not in height.
Well, we should sleep. It sounds like tomorrow will be an eventful day.
It does. I'm fairly tired. Let us rest. Though I do need to do my my prayers before bed.
Of course, sister.
And she departs from Keltiel, going over to the slats where the staircase is. And she'll kneel down and start saying her rites and her prayers to Gunna fairly quietly, as to not disturb anyone else.
Keltiel looks up and looks around as if just remembering that there were other people in the room. Sees Wrath staring at him very intently and doesn't know what to make of it. She looks at him for a moment and walks over to Farthnar. So, when do you head out then?
I'll head out probably at first light or when the children and the old lady are ready to move.
I don't envy you. Traveling with 4 able-bodied persons is different from trying to protect the elderly and small children. But I wish you all the luck.
And good luck to you. I don't envy you for either. Going into a cavern facing who knows what. I've handled the Undar before. And the further we get away from here, we're temporarily safe from those fiends and their minions. The same can't be same for you.
Well, this is true, but I have only myself and my sister to worry about. And you have all these. I think that is the heavier burden.
You all notice that Byrne has moved over to base and taken up his mask with the okay from Hunter to do so. And he seems to put his hands on his chest just to see if he's breathing. Just kind of assessing the situation with it. He takes one of his potion vials off of his belt and starts to put it in his lips and sip from it. You see he starts to wake up and almost freaks out for a second. Byrne says, Tom, something in his tongue calms him. Face says something. Undars. They speak for a minute. And Byrne says, these are friends now. Must help each other. Face takes a little while to understand, to recognize the situation, and looks over to Farthnar, who gave him an arrow right under the collarbone. Put him in the situation. Kind of looks to the ground and nods. He knows they were defeated. He knows his place, it seems. Byrne says we must protect them. They do not kill us, and protect. They let us live. His face nods. I will protect him. Follow.
Galtiel looks on, a little doubtful. Well, we should sleep, but I think we should also take turns watching.
I'll
Farthnar.
watch.
Farthnar goes like, I'll volunteer to watch first. You guys have the much more difficult task in the morning. You guys get some rest. It's been a long day.
Very well. Wake someone else. You will need your energy true.
Farthnar kind of looks down at her hand. Need that wrapped up?
Oh, and she looks at it like she didn't even think about it. I suppose I do. She goes looking for, scrounging around for her pack. I think I have some bandages.
I'll help you with that.
She blushes just a little bit. Thank you. She'll pull out the bandages and hand them to him.
Kind of starts wrapping up her hand. He's like, yeah, when you're on your own, you kind of have to know how to do things like that.
Of course, I'm sure that you're quite capable. You have been out there alone for a long time.
Long enough to complete that map, so it's been quite a while.
The inks are quite fine. Did you make them yourself?
The inks, no. I got those when I went in to turn in some scalps to a Jarl and bought.
Still, it is good work. Only maps I have ever seen in the village are just scribblings.
I find it's good to know what's out there and what you're dealing with. And one thing I've learned in the wilderness is not to get lost and to know your.
This is true, and when you make something like this, I suppose in a way you are leaving your mark on the world.
I've never thought of it that way, but yeah, that's a good way to.
Probably better than my way of leaving my mark. Not so many scorch marks anymore.
Farthnar kind of laughs. Maybe you sure aren't the best one to hold on to them.
Perhaps not at that. I will give it to my sister tomorrow.
Sounds good. As Farthnar kind of finishes wrapping up her hand, kind of pats it and goes, all better. I think it's time for you to get some rest.
Oh, well, if you say so, Mother. She laughs. You are right. I need my sleep. Good night to you, then.
Good night and good luck.
With the parting smile over her shoulder, she'll go and find her sister, wait for her to finish her nightly devotion, start setting up a rough pallet on the floor.
Yuya's, she finished her prayers a bit ago, and she set up a little sleeping space in the corner. And eventually, kind of seeing Wrath reading to himself, she went over and sat down near him, cross-legged, just looking very happy as he's reading to himself.
He looks up from his book as it appears he's reading the same page over and over and over again. I am beginning to understand now. This is far away. These lands, distant. Why I have been placed here is clear now, and it has brought you to my side to fight our gods' holy battle against the darkness.
Yuya nods. I'm glad you're remembering. That's fantastic news. It seems you're reading too.
Yeah, slowly it is returning. I thank you for your aid.
Of course. I'm not just gonna let you not be able to read. Things in there that you needed to know.
Yes, eventually it will tell me everything. I need but time. But for now, it is returning. It is slow, but soon everything will be returned to me. And we will destroy this evil.
Yuya smiles.
I will. I'll be by your side till that happens.
He actually smiles very widely. Yes. Yes. We will destroy the darkness together, as it is ordained.
Yuya doesn't look like she fully comprehends that. She just smiles.
Maybe if you pressed on within the book, you might find some more information instead of maybe reading the same thing over and over again. I don't want to tell you what to read and what not to read, but it might help.
I want to make sure that I understand what I have read. It has been a while.
Aye, of course, and if there's anything confusing or anything that's not coming back, I'm here.
Thank you, but for now, I can read it on my own. He closes the book. It is late. Our task will be difficult. You should get some rest.
Aye, and so should you.
Yuya gets up from her seated position.
Don't read too late.
No, I shall sleep as well.
Good.
And Yuya takes one look back at Wrath before heading back to her corner. Probably Keltiel's there, and she sits down with her.
Here, Belle was handing out some food. It's not much, but it's better than nothing.
Fantastic. And she'll take it happily.
I have so little, but I'm glad Farthanar is gonna be taking him out of here. It'd be heartbreaking to see anything bad happen to little ones.
It would. It really would. Yes, it will put my heart at ease a bit to know that they are headed away from the danger.
Aye.
And she'll start eating as well with Keltiel.
You notice Sig, the little boy, is playing with his toy. He seems to have taken a liking to Wrath, and he's kind of peeking around the thing, looking at Wrath, and kind of showing his toy to Wrath, even though he's not looking over there. His little toy soldier, and smiling at him. And Belle has offered the foods to Burn even, and Burn was hesitant to take it, but he takes it eventually and eats it and feeds some to Face. He shares it with Face instead of taking 2 portions from you guys.
Wrath looks at the child blankly, doesn't smile, just watches him, saying nothing.
And then Sig hides behind the well there, creation that they've created there, the stone thing down here. And eventually he pops up next to him to look at his shield and to look at the toy soldier's shield. And he seems happy that both of you share this same item. The shield is shaped in the same manner on the toy.
Wrath finally relents and says, "You want to be a warrior, do you?"
Sig nods to him.
Then you will need to survive these next few days and listen to Farthanar and your father.
Yaren looks over and says, boy is not mine. And he smiles and kind of looks away.
He is now.
And then he looks over his shoulder as he's grabbing a jug off the shelf. And, I suppose so.
He nods slowly. Child, let me tell you, the one God will look over you. He will give you his grace, but only if you fight for your survival. Do as you're bid. Fight against this darkness, but listen to your elders and flee and live.
And he smiles and nods to you and reaches out to touch your shield for a minute.
He doesn't stop him. Instead, he says, Boy, do you want to see proof that the one God looks down upon you?
He nods.
He waves him forward and turns him into a corner and looks into his eyes with astral sight and tries to view his future, Sig's future.
Let's do it.
Oh boy, I'm really good at this.
Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, you notice when your eyes start to flare, you touch him. You have to touch the child, and you can see him walking through the forest with Farthnar, and you can see beyond them for a moment the flags of Hammerfall in the distance, and you just know they'll be safe. And then the vision kind of fades away. First time it's happened for you, though, and you can tell that Farthnar is going to be able to lead him there freely.
Wrath smiles. And, yes, the one God has shown me. You will reach this place, distant. Your toils may be difficult, but if you do as I say, you will grow up to be a great warrior priest of the one God.
Sig still has that look on his face, just like the token has right there. As he sees your eyes have glowed and everything, and he's like, and then he runs away back over to the others. But you can tell after he sits down, he's like totally happy with the situation.
Rat smiles to himself, closes his eyes, and attempts to sleep.
Byrne looks over to Hunter and says, I want to thank you for saving us. There was some items that my people carried. The girl, she practiced the magic like me. Do you still have them?
Hunter looks at him, and if I remember correctly, Keltiel has those, yeah.
Yeah, and they're listed here. I don't know if I shared them or not. Did I share them to you guys?
I know we rolled to see.
Are you talking about the loot raided off the Undar table?
Yeah, that's it.
It's the spell stuff, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. The Undar mentions this, this scroll. He says, if you are worrying about someone, that scroll will help you. And he mentions that scroll. If you still have it, she carried it, Bona, And he looks over at Face and nods.
Oh, this. We could see Avos.
And Hunter looks at her, and if you're sure you want to see him,
It is always better to know.
I can see if he's alive or not.
Clairvoyance. This is not my kind. Sister, are you any better at these than me? I know it is not the kind of magic taught at the temple, but I think either of us know enough to give it a try.
I mean, could try it.
We need a mirror, and she looks inside the well. The water doesn't reach high enough for them to actually see.
There's a bucket there you could use.
why don't you let the Undar do it if he practices that kind of magic?
Well, he does not know Avos.
He says, he nods and he says, do you have a thing he gave to you, perhaps? Maybe something.
I don't know if any of us do.
Caltiel thinks.
Is there a fur blanket, maybe, or a knife, a bone knife or something? I would say make a spiritual influence check if kind of a luck roll.
So make what would we roll?
It'd be a percentile. And you'd have to get under your spiritual influence.
Yeah, D100.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Not Keltiel. You could try it. If Yuya doesn't have it, I don't think anybody else would.
Well, let me see. Nope.
No.
No, I think our best try is for one of us to do it. She starts lowering the bucket into the well and raises it back up, brimming with water. Sets it down. Everyone, please be still so that the water is as smooth as possible.
Do you want to try, or shall I?
These take mana, right? Yeah,
No, if it's a
uses
scroll, it just
okay.
uses the scroll up, and it'll be cast at -3 if you're not. Yeah, it's a -3 to cast this one.
You go ahead, sister.
I'll try it.
And she takes a scroll. So do I roll for this?
D20 -3.
Oh wait, it says we must possess a personal item.
Oh,
So
no.
we can't do.
Darn.
Yeah, so we probably can't. I thought that was just for the Undar to be able to cast it.
Well, just so you know.
Yuya takes it and she starts kind of reading the scroll and she shakes her head.
No, I don't think I can cast his sister. We need something that is. Unfortunately, knowing him's not enough.
Unfortunately, he took everything of his and ours with him.
Of course.
Burn chews on the bread and he says, well, if you worry of someone, just remember that scroll can help you.
Well, thank you very much for not asking for it back.
He smiles a big, rotten, toothy grin and says, our lives are enough.
Indeed.
And if everybody wants to go to sleep, are you guys all done for that night?
I think so.
Yeah, Hunter will just continue to make traps until he passes out.
Partner will take the first watch and just kind of quietly keep an eye on everyone and the Undar and the children and the sisters and let them get some sleep.
The next day comes around. The night went safe. You weren't attacked at all. During that night, though, you did notice there was a wagon at one point that you could hear, at least, whoever was taking watch. You heard it go by, and you heard the sound of soldiers. And you noticed they had taken that wagon probably in the direction of the manor. So, what do you guys do today?
When Wrath wakes up, he approaches Farthnar. Well, you leave right away. I believe Hunter wanted the blacksmith to work on silver arrows.
Once the townsfolk are ready to go, I'll be leaving with them in tow.
Perhaps you should give them a while to prepare. You can help us scout out the bridge while they ready. And the blacksmith prepares the arrows for Hunter.
Partner kind of nods in agreement. That's fair. Kind of goes over to Yarn and Grill and kind of discusses with them how much time they'll need to make the arrows and to ready everyone for
Girl says, at least a few hours. It'll be safer during the day, but there are still the take-in, the ones that walk. They look like us. I don't think we'll have to worry about the undead, though.
It is up to you what you want to do, Ranger.
Yarn says they're leaving the others with us, and he motions over to Burn and Face, who are still kind of like waking up.
I would prefer not to leave them here, frankly. You'll excuse me if old prejudice die hard.
I agree. They should not be left here alone. Perhaps they can be of assistance with us. I doubt that they will do anything to put their own skins in harm's way.
I might be a good help.
Whatever you decide, their fate is ordained by the one God. I do not worry. Leave them with them, bring them with. It matters not.
Caltiel rolls her eyes. That is a ridiculous attitude. Throw yourself in the well then, and if you die, that's your fate.
I have seen it. My sight is returning. The boy will be raised a warrior priest of my order. He will survive. They all will.
Of course they will. She looks over at the kids with an attempt at a reassuring smile.
And if you saw wrong,
I do not see incorrectly. And if I did, then you will die.
Farthar lets out kind of like a exaggerated sigh and looks over to Kelt and just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, she just rolls her eyes back at him, shakes her head, shrugs.
Oh, I'm glad the boy will survive then. That's good news. And it's good they'll all survive.
And he looks to Farthanar.
Fine. Seems like they're gonna get them all the way to Hammerfall then.
I hope so.
Fine.
It-
If Wrath sees it, then I see true then.
Once again, he kind of lets out like a sigh, like, that's all. I hope his vision turns out to be true, and I will do everything in my power to make it happen. But in the meantime, we need to let them prepare and get ready. And I will help you guys out in the meantime.
Yes, let's go see what we can see. Keltiel will start putting that Undar cloak around her and picking up her pack.
Wrath nods and puts a hand on Yuya's shoulder. Come. Today we begin our journey together.
You can see Yuya perk up and she nods fairly enthusiastic.
I'm ready.
Keltiel will give Wrath an extremely narrowed-eyed look at this statement. And yes, we will all begin our journey to the surface together. Strange, man. And she goes over and she kind of takes her sister and pulls her away from Wrath's hand toward the ladder.
What? Sister, I sending you my things.
Oh, yes. Well, hurry.
Aye.
And she'll run over to her little corner and get together all her items. Slinging the bow on her back, counting the arrows out before hurrying over back to the staircase and smiling again, looking to Keltiel and Wrath and back at Hunter.
Let's go.
Grill says, do you want these two to help me at the shop?
Aye, that might be the best thing if I was gonna help you make those arrows any faster. Quicker the better.
Yes, that way you can, I guess, look for supplies. Are you looking for supplies to in town at the craft shops?
We'll be scouting the bridge.
He nods. Good. And I would take them to the shop, and any silver you could provide would help.
Wrath looks to Keltiel. The coins, then.
Ah, yes. She pulls them out. I was hoping that, I suppose, how many do you think you can make with this? I wanted to send some with them. Hammerfall is an expensive place from what I hear.
Oh. He looks, you're showing him the whole pouch there.
Yes.
He looks kind of surprised at it at first. He's like, that would be enough to make whatever you want. You wanted a few arrows, though? I could use maybe a quarter of that. You want a few knives, maybe?
I have my hands.
He says,
Perhaps some arrows for Hunter and Rat. But if your sword was just dipped in silver or given a coating of it, Hunter, do you think that would?
yeah, you would think that would work. Some kind of edge.
If I could get some, maybe a few silver arrows as well, that'd be appreciated.
He nods. I will take only what I need then. And he reaches in and he takes some, which is barely even, it's definitely not even a quarter of it.
Here, take the rest with you for Hammerfall.
He looks up and smiles and he says, good lass. I will keep watch over it for sure. And this will be enough to help us all find safe haven in Hammerfall.
Good. Sister, are you ready? Everyone?
I am ready to go.
So you guys all leave, exit this chamber, back out into the daylight, which is still heavily foggy for the most point. It's not completely set over the whole town and darkened it enough, you think, for any undead to be roaming around, but can you guys all see this image here?
Yep.
Yeah, as you make your way closer towards the manor, you notice, you do see the guard post, and you can see the gorge. It's pretty much impassable without going across the bridge. It'd be definitely too long to jump over. It'd be very dangerous to, if you used a rope and grappling to even swing across. You guys aren't like super mountaineers or anything, so definitely a dangerous trek across the bridge, but you guys are near the craft areas and the old alchemist shop if you guys want to stop in there and look for supplies.
Oh, yes,
I would.
definitely.
Craft.
Do we see that bone structure? Did you see the bone shrine last night when you...
Oh yeah, you do notice that.
Yeah, Hunter would point it out whenever they were leaving.
We did, but we didn't have much time to investigate it with those things floating.
My fingers itch to burn it, but I think perhaps they will know the minute we do. Perhaps we should look for supplies.
Yes, perhaps wait until the last minute. It might serve as a distraction.
Yes, that too.
I'll make you a deal when I leave with the villagers, I'll be sure to
That is not a bad idea. Bones don't burn easily. We might need to find some oil.
And I think we've got a bit. Hunter, I think you found some? What?
You notice the tower, the guard tower? There are two shapes on top of it, and there's a flag. The flag is all black, and it has some kind of strange white markings you can't really make out from here. Everybody go ahead and make a perception check. See if you notice anything else about the manor and the guard post. Target number is 10.
Boy.
Aye.
I see a tower.
Yeah. You do notice some more bone structures off near one of the cave entrances from there. But you can't make out anything else. This seems like a big tent. Some kind of almost as if they were crucifying people is set up around that area, that tent over there. So you could either, once you get across that bridge, you could head over to the tents, or you could head up to the manor. The tent seems to be stationed up outside of that, the mines, or caves anyway. Then there's also a mill. But from here where you are, you can definitely go in and see if you can scrounge up some items in the alchemical and herbal areas.
Let's do it.
Question, is there an obvious way to get up to the guard tower from here?
Yeah, just simply going down the road and kind of hiding amongst the houses and the craft houses, you could make your way up to the edge of the bridge without being seen.
Okay.
Just hiding through the houses.
Hunter, whenever the discussion about the burning of the bone effigies is going on, he kind of shakes his head. I'd prefer to save the burning for later. I have a plan for that.
Okay then. The alchemist shop is over here. That is likely to have the most supplies of various sorts. She'll head over. Do you mind sharing your plan?
Well, I think that the Dark Ones need to be dealt with at some point. Even if the witches are the cause of everything, or he kind of stops for a moment. This necromancer. They may exist fully independent of whatever control they have. And I at least plan on trying to kill them.
But I think maybe instead of planning and rushing headlong into just killing them, I think we should maybe try the exorcism route first. I think that might be a bit better than fighting some shadow creatures with a bow and an arrow.
Do I strike you as the type that rushes in head first?
You have a point, but all your talk about destroying these things gives me a bit of pause.
You know what my purpose is.
I understand what your purpose is, though I feel like the talk of undead might be maybe clouding your judgment just a little bit. I mean, no offense, of course.
Don't worry, sister. We will save but people we can, and kill but undead we can, she says, looking over at Hunter.
Whenever you want to fight them, if it comes to that, I'll make sure to consecrate the ground so it's harder for them to come at us.
Marath is watching, slightly annoyed. Go ahead.
It'll be important because I plan on fighting them at night.
That would be the only way, I suspect. We need to get to that cave first.
Caltiel starts rummaging.
Is there
Can you-
anything in particular we should be looking for, sister?
Oh, it's hard to describe to the uninitiated, but it's important herb-wise. You find the practical things that you think, all of you, rope, oil, medicines you recognize, just anything that strikes you as useful. I'll go through the cabinets for the more exotic.
But
You starts looking. Sorry.
sorry, everybody make a perception check while you're in here. For those, actually, Yuya, you smell it first. The scent of something rotting in the back room, kind of the chamber of the bed chamber. And then you can actually hear the floorboards creak from the other room, like something's moving in there. And that's when all of you notice there is something else in this alchemical house with you.
Yuya pauses, hearing the creaking, and she holds up a finger, looking back at everyone.
You hear that? There's something here. It doesn't smell good.
And she takes out the bow, taking steps back from the door.
Caltiel, her head shoots up from her rummaging and she looks in the direction that Yuya was indicating.
Out from the back room. This creature comes out large, carrying an axe, an executioner blade, and it groans and kind of leans up against the wall for a second, and then steadies itself and looks towards you. Everybody, go ahead and, oh, hold on, let me clear this old one. Okay, roll initiative.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
Exploding dice came out here.
so the flesh guard comes into the room first. Let's see who he goes after. Wrath. He is chosen wisely.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah. He takes his axe up into the air, and it almost sticks into the roof as he comes down with a quick attack.
You said I had a block macro. I don't see it.
Okay, I'll go ahead and fix
Okay.
that. If you want to just add your +3.
Oh no, I see it. I'm sorry.
Isn't it under
Yeah, it
offense?
is.
Oh.
Meat is
Yep.
Nice. You're able to block it with the shield
Yeah,
there.
he swings down, and Wrath sidesteps and catches the axe as it's coming down and deflects it with his shield into the ground.
Tries one more quick attack as he brings the axe across. Oh, nice.
Brings it across, and Wrath steps again, but this time towards the axe, and blocks it at the haft before he can get any momentum going, and kind of hits against the body of this gigantic thing just enough to stop the axe from coming around at him.
And after that, it is Farthnor.
Farthnar, having a arrow drawn, is gonna go ahead and do a Deadeye attack. So
Okay, so that'll give you, when your modifier comes up, just put a 2 in there. First one misses. You have a single attack now. One of your new talents. So that could be used to draw your arrow, and you can burn a frenzy to do a Deadeye if you wanted to.
let's see here. Yeah, I'll do that. I got.
Oh, you could burn
frenzy.
2 frenzy, I guess, to do a Deadeye.
Yeah, let me use 2 frenzy here. That's a little bit better.
And then when your modifier, yeah, cool. Excellent. And that is a hit.
Then it's 2 for the modifier. It's
When the-
damage.
Yeah, when the combo damage comes up, not on the modifier, but when the combo damage comes up, go ahead and put a 2 in there and hit enter. Nice. Wounds it. What does that look like?
Right after he swings it, Wrath, he kind of overextends himself with that giant pole axe, and Farthnar, after missing his first arrow, draws another one. This time hits him right in the back of the arm, near the armpit, sending it deep into his torso.
And Hunter, your turn.
So Hunter, seeing it fight Wrath, is gonna do something that might seem a bit uncharacteristic for him. He's actually got his spear out and is trying to get around the back of this thing while it's fighting Wrath, and is just gonna try to shove his spear into the thing's back. What is it to roll a creature lore to see if I've encountered something like this before? Also, if I can attack and do that, I'll do that instead.
Do you have the skill creature lore?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and roll that. It won't take any actions or anything. And you can make a dexterity check if you want to like roll around it or get behind it or something.
Yeah.
And your target number will be just a resisted check here. So your target number would be.
Oh shit.
Okay. So you're kind of probably more trying to get around him, but he's shifting around you, following you. Yeah, go ahead and do that skill. Oh, the creature lore 14? Yeah. The flesh guard is almost like a golem. You know that sunlight won't hurt it. Weaknesses are pretty much unknown, actually. Flame could do some good damage to him. They're definitely not resistant to flame, and silver would do double damage to him.
So Hunter knows Keltiel is going to try to set it on fire anyway, so he doesn't feel a need to yell out for her to do it. So he's going to try to go ahead and just go for a stab, seeing that he can't get around the back of it. He's going to continue trying, but this is going to try to poke at it with his spear, making sure he tries to keep Wrath from getting smashed by it.
Okay. And this is going to give him an outnumbered negative modifier. Is this and this is a quick attack?
It is.
Okay. That's a hit. And you notice it barely gets through his tough hide that they've seemed to have, whoever created him, kind of layered over him.
And Hunter's just going to continue poking. Curse your damn brute strength. He's going to keep trying to stab. He's going to go for another quick attack with the spear.
Alright, another wound. Barely cutting into his flesh there. Do you want to burn any frenzy?
No, not as of yet. He's going to keep trying to maneuver on him.
Alright, Wrath.
Wrath just tries to stab up with one violent thrust towards the thing's bottom of its chin with a heavy attack. Going to give her the full thing.
Yes. And then he's being attacked by several here. It's another outnumbered modifier. That's a hit.
So damage is ×2, correct? Or is it ×3?
Yeah. You just put a 2 in there in the combo area. Nice. That one definitely sinks in.
So I'm assuming this thing's mindless, right? If I describe something like stabbing through its face.
Yeah.
So he stabs up through the chin, and the blade, you see the tip of the blade come out the top of its skull as Wrath rips it out, but it's still standing there. And
You want to burn 2 frenzy, do it again, or?
yeah, I think I'm going to. He looks kind of surprised as he pulls his blade out and the thing doesn't fall, so he just tries to stab it again towards the neck. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, barely. It barely slaps it away with the blade there. Priestess Yuya.
Yuya actually drops the bow quickly, and she holds up a hand towards the flesh guard, facing her palm towards it, and she fires an aether bolt at it.
Oh, nice.
And as times 2 versus undead.
That one's going to be that one's times 2 versus undead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Okay, so put a 2 and then an asterisk,
Oh.
or actually, sorry, your level and is added to the 2. So
Okay, so should I reroll that?
yeah, go ahead and re-roll it. Your level is 5, right? And then the times 2 power damage for the so it'd be 7.
Yeah,
It'd be 7 on power.
It's times 7.
Oh, is your level 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a 6.
God.
So it's times 6?
Yeah.
Nice job, sis.
That one actually knocks it down.
Yeah, so Yuya, holding up her palm towards it, she hasn't been very successful with this, but she kind of pours a bunch of belief and says a little prayer to Ghana before kind of this bolt of energies rips through the flesh guard, knocking it on its back. And she looks as surprised as probably Hunter is. And she looks at her hand and looks at it again, and she'll do the exact same thing. If I can hit.
And he's taking a negative, another negative, being on the ground.
Yes!
Oh, again, nice.
Jesus!
Nice.
Oh, man.
This one actually like scoots him across the ground a little bit.
So, yeah, again, Yuya kind of fires another bolt of light, and it's just basically a hand cannon at this point, as it, again, kind of takes a huge chunk off the flesh guard, blowing it across the room. And,
It's good for you.
I'm gonna spend, I'm gonna use my move action beforehand, and she's going to run over to Wrath, and she's gonna spend a frenzy to use the where is it?
Time to get hard.
Hard flesh.
Harden my flesh.
She can't do it to harden him. It would only be to attack.
Oh, yeah.
Frenzy is.
Yep. So you can drop the nuke on him again.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I'm gonna nuke him again.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, that one misses. Right next to him, though.
Yeah, she fires again, kind of running over closer to it. Not very close, still behind Wrath and Hunter. And accidentally kind of misses, exploding the desk beside it. That's all
Alright.
for you, yeah.
Keltiel.
Keltiel's eyes widen as she sees the white bolts sear past her head, striking the flesh guard, knocking it down, and then hitting it again. She looks back at her sister with a fierce kind of grin, and she takes her hands, which are already glowing red, and points them at the flesh guard.
That's a hit.
Alright, so she is going to put Power Surge into this.
Oh, there we go. You want to do all 3, or?
I think I'm gonna do just 2. I'll save 1.
This is Ignite, is that what you're doing?
Yep.
Which always has a power damage of 2, so this will be 4.
It's not multiplied by a level.
Oh, it's not. Must be my thing there.
So it's not multiplied by level.
Okay, so it would be... Yeah, it is. It's not multiplied by level. It's always times 2. The ignite spell.
All right, then.
There we go, yep. 32 fire damage. Alright, so he is actually on fire now. And taking damage. And what's that look like? You gonna do it again?
Oh, yeah, she points at the flesh guard. Their fingers glowing red, and one of his arms starts to catch and smoke, and then it's engulfed in flame, sucking up the flesh of the fat like a candle, and it's starting to spread. Seeing that doesn't take him down, she tries to...
Nice.
He critted.
With a natural 20. You notice he grabs one of the chairs off the ground. Like, well, he slaps one of them towards you.
So that doesn't work. Okay, so just as her spell is about to go off, the chair distracts her, and she grits her teeth and narrows her eyes and does it again. She's going to use a... Ah. And again, it just kind of fizzles, but his arm is still on fire.
You notice some of the ground on the floorboards next to him erupt into flame. That it for you?
Yeah, that'll be it.
Alright, the flesh guard stands up. And he is going to try to grab Hunter with his other hand.
I'm thinking for defense, this is me dodging. I have no shield, so.
Boy.
And then he uses another action to swing at you with the axe. It's a good thing he's mindless, though. He might actually go after Yuya.
Yeah.
I'll roll randomly next. Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm about to get fucked.
Hold on 1 second. Let me, I have a...
Oh yeah, you might
I
have
have
that,
something.
that shield.
What is it? Shield ally.
I think you had to be 3 away.
Yeah, within 1 foot of an ally. 5 feet. Okay, that's fine.
At least he rolled crap damage. 14 damage.
I soak 6, so 8.
Okay. So he brings the axe down and pretty much slices across your shoulder. He is going to burn Frenzy this time. He's going to burn 2 of them. He's going to turn towards Wrath and swing at Wrath.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
I did.
Uh,
I rolled battle chunk.
It's too bad you didn't get Wrath super hard before this.
I know. Oh no! Next time.
What's your armor, Wrath?
I think it is. Where is that on the sheet?
Top of the page.
Very top, middle.
2. No, I'm sorry, 6.
6. Okay, so 6 off that. So you take 18 damage.
Okay.
That is... let me see if it's...
It is equal to my body.
Okay, so you're still standing. It just staggers you. And then he brings the last attack back over towards Hunter. Because he's still kind of 10 feet away from the girls. Pretty lazy jump. Oh. 17 damage. Minus your armor.
I think that's gonna be 11. Yeah.
Does that knock you down? Is that over your body? No, that's not.
Nope.
That's not over your body. Alright, and he is finished. It is Farthnar's turn.
The first thing Farthnar thinks is take a step back. So he takes a few steps back. The second thing is he thinks is, why am I even here watching Keltia and Yuya use their magic to severely punish it with its white bolts and setting on fire? And then regardless, he knocks another arrow, thinking, what is this going to do to this creature? And draws back and fires into it.
Deadeye?
So yeah, the first thing he's got to put an arrow in, and then so it'll be one action, and then Deadeye for action 2 and 3.
You have, I think you have rapid fire, so if you wanted to, you could use that.
I do have rapid fire, but I thought
With your upkeep
I don't know if it's
actions,
like-
it makes it
so
kind
if
of
I
crappy.
because I have to reload it and I don't have quick draw yet, so I could spend 2 frenzy and that give me 5 actions, but I'd have to on this turn reload 3 times.
Right.
So it'd be like reload, fire, reload, fire, reload. So
Mm-hmm. So stick with the Deadeye, yeah.
yeah, we're gonna stick with Deadeye.
And plus you get an extra +2 to hit, which is...
Mm-hmm.
And he's suffering the outnumbered negative modifier at full right now, so you hit. Trying to fight off several different people is taking its toll on him. 28 damage is a nice shot.
So he hits this time he draws back and hits it right in the head. Not that it'll do any good considering what Wrath did to it with his sword, but he manages to place a good blow on the flesh.
Alright. And is that it for you? You want to draw on fire again?
I don't think I can unless I spend a frenzy, which I'm not going to.
Okay. Hunter's turn.
Yeah, so Hunter steps back a bit after reeling after getting hit twice. And is having flashbacks to the wounds that nearly killed him not too long ago. But he sees Wrath getting hit. He sees the others there, Yuya firing away, and he stays in. He knows that their only chance is if these mages can deal with it, because these monsters are almost impossible to put down. And he's going to continue fighting with the spear. Going to try to get around it again to its back. Oh, for God's sakes.
He seems to rotate, and you end up rolling around behind his back.
Yeah, so Hunter's just gonna try to keep taking jabs at his legs, at his back, just trying to get him to the ground, really.
Okay. You want to try a heavy attack and
Yes.
go at his leg, or
Yeah, I'm gonna try a heavy attack to go at his leg as hard as I
called
can.
shot it?
Yeah.
Called shot would be at his leg would be a -3. If you want to, but he is suffering a good negative modifier to defend.
Yeah, I want to try to get him down because I know he's the size of him. He's drawing strength from the ground when he swings, and that's he's hitting hard as shit. So Hunter's thought is get him on the ground, make him easier to manage.
Cool.
And, so he's going to try to get him to the ground, either sweeping a leg or just stabbing through and trying to force him down.
So you would do heavy attack, called attack at the leg?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. When the modifier pops up, it's just -3.
Huh.
That's a hit.
Nice.
And then your 2 power damage.
I hit it. I think it's taking its time to load. Let's see. I'll try it one more time.
Get some explosions in there. 22. That's straight to the leg. Let me make a body check. See if that's gonna knock him down.
I'm guessing his body is pretty high.
Yeah, he's still standing. Did cut his leg pretty bad.
I'll burn 2 frenzy and go at it again.
Alright.
Oh my god.
That's with the negative.
That's with the negative.
Oh, barely. He kind of brings his axe down and blocks it. And Wrath, your turn.
Wrath just swings overhead chop, trying to hit it in the neck at this point. Full attack.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. He's...
Don't say that, you're gonna roll 20.
Oh,
See?
God, and I
Like
did.
Rogue. Oh no.
Alright,
Be
he
right back.
blocks that one and then tries to cut at you with the axe. Single attack for his riposte.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
That's 7 damage.
-6. Yeah, 7. Still good. Still standing. You can burn Frenzy.
Yep. Burning Frenzy. Gonna attack again. Give me a sec here. Oh boy.
That's
And I fumbled.
a fumble. Let's see.
Oh my god.
You're gonna make a habit of hitting your allies? Let's
I don't know
see.
who I don't know who I could hit at this point.
You're using
Yeah.
it by
Yep.
Should I roll it or
Backswing.
not again.
Yeah, do it.
Say,
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh crap! Is that what weapon are you
it's a
using
short
right now?
sword.
All right, that one's weak right now. Anyway, it breaks. Shoot!
Oh.
So that snaps on his axe blade there. Yuya's turn.
How hurt is Wrath looking right now?
I'm at least half. Down half, yeah. About half.
Yeah. She's she's gonna come over and use just in case hard flesh on you.
He doesn't have a weapon to kill you. You're fine.
I can't hit you.
And she uses her second action to do Aether Bolt again.
Okay, awesome. This spell is
Whew.
badass right now. Okay, so 6.
We need something to
So-
be badass, because I'm not.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Jesus!
Holy
Crap.
Oh my
I
god!
just barely nicked him.
So yeah, so you taps Wrath on the shoulder, and again uses hard flesh against him, quickly withdrawing her hand, aiming at the creature again, and firing an Aether Bolt at it. This time, definitely not doing as much damage as before, and chicks out her hand, and then like takes a step back.
You want to throw another one?
She can't, unfortunately.
Okay. Do you have battle chant? You wanna
I do. About to do it.
Okay, Keltiel.
Keltiel looks at this flesh guard in almost unbelief, seeing how much punishment he's taken and he's still up. But she tries to focus on just taking him out. And you said that something... Okay, first of all, he's taking more damage from being on fire this round, right?
Oh yes, you can actually roll your power damage, and it's times 2. There you go. And that's just free damage. That's not even action yet.
Okay. Is the ground... How bad is the area catching on?
That one's not bad at all. I'll say 30% chance it has gotten a chance to catch onto something else. Let's see. Of course, it's starting to catch onto the table now.
Alright, well, she'll worry about that next round then. And she'll focus on...
Let's let this building burn to the ground. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, really.
Could be a lot of potions going off.
Okay, well, there's the first one.
Okay.
That's a,
No armor on that one.
yeah, that's gonna be nice, cause
Oh, nice. He is looking pretty bad now. The flames are consuming his head and his shoulders.
Oh, she's gonna go again.
It's a hit again.
he rolled a 19 there, didn't he? Yeah.
Oh.
Ugh.
He's looking real bad, all in
Alright.
flames and shit, but he's... Oh, go ahead.
She's gonna reach deep and use frenzy to
Yeah, please.
try.
He's got to roll 20.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I already did that
I
once.
swear to God.
It's like every time.
Come on, Kel.
You can do it.
Alright, I can't spend any more frenzy, can I?
Only 2 per round.
That was I get 2 regular attacks, and that was my first, so I actually probably can cast it again.
Yeah, I think Ignite only takes 1, yeah. You gonna try it one last time?
Absolutely.
Oh god, he gets to go again, doesn't he? If he dodges this.
No!
Oh, he's gonna kill one of us.
Alright, let's
Oh
see.
shit.
I would say 1, 2, 3, Wrath, 4, 5, 6, Hunter. He's gonna try to get one of you out of the way.
It's been a
Attack
pleasure.
Me.
Oh no!
Attack me.
He's coming at Wrath. And he's gonna
got a
try
hard
to
body.
he's gonna try to do a heavy attack at Wrath.
I like that Kelp took the dice that were meant for me. Thanks, God.
And he's all in flames.
Oh,
It's a fumble.
I get to riposte? Or no?
no,
Oh.
if he crit.
He falls to the ground. He's gonna burn a frenzy from the ground and try to grab your leg, Wrath.
Okay. Yeah, he goes
Good.
to grab my
And
leg, and I
now-
just smash his wrist with my shield, the butt of my shield.
Farthnar, it's your turn.
Finish him!
So, draws an arrow, does a heavy attack. Or,
Deadeye.
yeah, Deadeye, excuse me. Hoping to keep him down now that he's dead.
Two power damage. He's dead. What's that look like?
Final shot. He's trying to get up again. He hits him dead between the eyes and kind of jerks the head back, and the slow motion fall to the ground, arms splayed, and this time he stops moving as his body continues to burn. And Farthnar rushes over to Wrath and Hunter to assist them and ensure the flesh guard stays down.
Yeah, the first thing Wrath does is slam his shield down on the thing's chest and try to yank the axe out of its hand, dropping his broken sword.
Yeah. You open up his chest. He's still kind of in flames too, and you take his axe from him.
Yeah.
You got a nice axe for now. And the flames are consuming the table too.
Keltiel will douse it. But she says, we must get him outside. She'll grab him by a leg and ask her sister to help, because they're the most likely not to get burned.
I gotta grab the other leg. She comes over. You can tell she's pretty drained, but she'll grab the other leg and start hauling the flesh guard outside.
That was amazing, sister. It was like white hot light.
I didn't know I could do that. And she's kind of dragging it out. She looks over to Wrath, and continues to kind of pull it
Yeah,
out.
he watches her pull. It is the God's will that has granted you strength, as he kind of doubles over, puts his hand on his knee in pain.
Once you get this outside, I'll be back to help you. And Hunter.
And you pull the body out there. You're able to get him out there. And when you come back to Wrath and help him, Wrath, you place your hand on her, and for a minute you see this vision. It shoots through you. almost like getting stabbed, almost painful for a second, and then you can see a vision of you stabbing a blade through her chest, and this light consuming you both. And it's just for a brief moment, and you know for a minute that she is connected to you in some manner.
Yeah, Wrath simply takes a step back. Yes, yes. It is all as I have foreseen.
And maybe we can foresee a bit later. Let me tend to those wounds, alright?
He nods.
And she steps again closer and I just stay still. I'll do what I can, but without taking some time to meditate, I can't properly heal you.
Do as you must. I will be fine.
And as you start to heal him, the camera kind of pans back away from the scene. You notice as the camera pans up to the manor, you can see a familiar face up there. Familiar face to one of you at least. Someone that looks quite like one of you. And he stands on the balcony, his robe blowing in the wind, looking down upon the village, noticing some figures moving outside the alchemical hut, and the scene fades to black.